I've got a really good piece of advice about acting from actors. I'm not going to start again. It's about it is about actors giving advice to you, but obviously because they're actors, they can only put it in their own world, like we all can, even though their job is, I suppose, to just interpret the world, isn't it? Well, it really makes you think. I don't actually know because I don't know shit about actors. But my girlfriend, Ben Shapiro point, my girlfriend's an actor, but she is, and so she has been reading books. And now that I think about it, this was actually one that I was just reading incidentally, which was Bob Odenkirk's comedy drama, and it's a great book. He's really engaging. Love that man to bits. Don't you reckon? Just a little side note before we continue. Like and subscribe if you like Bob Odenkirk. Because you don't like this channel, as I'll probably never mention him again. But while he's here, I just have to give him some praises. Such a likeable guy. Such a wordsmith. And incredible at delivery as well. His book is extremely engaging, but there was one sentence that just took my focus. Like a good actor does. And this sentence was... It doesn't matter about the agency, it matters about the agent. Because the other most popular actor on earth, especially in 2022, let alone 2020 when he was in the YouTube Rewind or whatever year it was, Will Smith! Will Smith was saying the same thing. The reason that he is where he is today is because he surrounded himself with a bunch of people that wanted what was in his best interests, and so they pushed for him. Any day of the week, hunger will beat reputation. Any day. Any day. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. So say if you are just becoming an actor, theoretically, this is all that we're going to say here, right? Like, all right, let's just say, for instance, you're some filthy corporate scab and you want to become, I don't know, a top shit accountant, right? In one of those massive accounting firms that are called like Allen, and Allens or whatever. And you are in those blocks, like the little hamster you are. Here's the thing that's very interesting. I honestly don't think that you would be in as good a position as somebody who decided to go to a medium business where the atmosphere is actually nice and you don't feel like you're going to get fired every 30 seconds, and instead of just kind of chewing you up and using you as much as they can to come in, new graduates, right? Because that's the corporate world in a nutshell. If you were in some kind of closer to mum and pup level or even medium tier accounting firm, there's also range for you to move up the ranks a lot faster. And you would probably be learning a lot more about the art of accounting by these people, always, usually, because small businesses are usually started by mavericks. I think that this is another thing that happens with all of these big reputation firms, big reputation agencies. They attract people that are into groupthink. Obviously. Otherwise, why would they be going to those places? They wouldn't be going to them if they thought outside the box. They think purely within the box. That's why they're going to these places. And so they do everything by the book. And the book sucks. It deserves to be ripped up. Obviously, that's not true. The book deserves to be respected a lot. But there comes a point where you have to start toying with the book. But you need to learn the book first, and then you can start playing around with it once you understand it. There's rules in there. And the thing is that if you are in one of these places, this is very conventional. They are always going to be following the rules. And on top of that, they start believing their own press. Every institution, when it gets too big, not every, most institutions, when it gets too big, they all follow the same route, which is they start believing their groupthink, because a lot of these institutions are kind of much larger than an ancient town. They might have 5,000 employees in them, so there's more than enough people to be sitting there being like, yes, we are great, I don't want to lose my job, we're great. And so, after a while, they are just living off of reputation. If you're an actor and you walk into one of these into one of these agencies, what's going to happen? First of all, you're at the bottom of the rung because you're going to be with a bunch of people like Timothy Chalamet or whatever, and they're going to be at the top of your books. And if they are at the bottom, and all of them are representing, 60 clients, who are you? You're nobody. Just another face on the books, and maybe if a dart is thrown at it, then they'll randomly select you, and yeah, there you go. That's the best case scenario in those places, because you are just another number to them. You are just a certain look that they'll be throwing out to those castings, and there's just a wild card if you go from there. If you are with an agent that is hungry, that wants a reputation for themselves, who is in enough people within them to actually care and consider about their careers, what are they going to be doing? They are going to be, when you hand in auditions, looking at them and saying, I think that you should be doing this differently with the audition next time. And they'll also be ringing those people back and keeping them in your mind. They'll be doing all the good things that a manager should do to get you out there. But these are rare people. And they certainly, almost inevitably, are not in large institutions. Large institutions just become this own hive mind drone thing of itself, where everybody is just keeping this giant skyscraper slowly building taller and taller in itself. Will Smith's friends, they didn't have any connections in Hollywood. They lived near Hollywood. And so they'd go out and say, yo, you met my friend Will. And they only did that because they were his friends and they liked him. And he just said, I want to be an actor. And so they said, yo, man, I can help that. And so they just walked around and said, have you met this guy? And just pushed him in front of all of these celebrities until one person thought, oh, yeah, actually, yeah, we could use him on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But it was just pure hunger and drive. They had the managing bug. He had the acting bug. That was a beautiful partnership. The thing that they had together was hunger. If you find people that are hungry, I suggest that you hold on to them. Better than any reputation, better than any name, better than any fancy office is always going to be someone who wants to prove themselves. So you surround yourself with people like that. If you want to start up a band, what do? You look for people that are driven, people that want to be the best drummer, that want to be around people that are drummers. You don't look for people that are just professional drummers. You look for people that have the soul. They have that heart in them. And that's what Bob Odenkirk was saying as well. He was saying that now his manager is a really fancy big shot, but back in the day he wasn't. He was nobody. But he had that person's best interests at heart. And that is always going to be infinitely all experience as well, because they will attain the experience. So if you're one of these people that always thinks like, oh yeah, that's the big thing, I'm going to move towards that, don't bother. Don't bother. All you should be thinking about when you are making a partnership with someone, be it in business, be it in management, whether you're finding an employee, where you're looking at an employer, what you should be looking for is, do we share common interests? Do we share a common goal? And are we hungry and driven? All right, if you liked that, make sure that you sign up to Jordan Shanks, because there is so much more information behind those closed walls, and it costs you nothing. Peanuts, absolute peanuts, and you will have access week on week to all of these reminders put to you, and these reminders push you forward. It is incredible how many people come up to me after shows when I do them, because this is all I've been doing. Sorry, I've been late, by the way. It's just because I've been living in Queensland for 3 weeks. I thought I did live in Queensland. Came back here and I was just like, what, there's rain? That exists? So, when I was there, so many people came up to me and said the same things over and over. I got off drugs. I've lost X amount of kilos. I have a girlfriend now. I am a millionaire. I've done all of this work. I'm doing my PhD. I'm doing all of this, and it's thanks to Jordan Shanks. It is thanks to Jordan Shanks, and it is no thanks to me. It is because of all of the books that I read that I can condense to you. So you do yourself the favor and you sign up to that. I'll see you next time.